multiplying polynomials. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on multiplying. You've seen something similar to here when we did distributive property, but we are going to take it up a notch. We're going to start with what we understand, which is multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. So it's one term by multiple terms. So right here, this is just simply to distribute. So you're going to dance with everybody. Negative 3 times 8 is negative 24x. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. So notice what I'm doing. Draw the arrow, do the math. Draw the arrow, do the math. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do 3b times 5b. So how exactly do we do this? Well, you're going to do 3 times 5, which is 15. And then you do b times b, which gives you b squared. So you just multiply them together, and then you combine the multiplied of the exponent, of the variable. Excuse me. Now I'm going to do 3b times 8. So you're going to multiply the coefficients, which is 24, and then they got that b right there. So this is just simply simplifying. Simply simplifying. Looky there. So now let's go over here and let's try this one. And you're welcome to pause me to try another one. 11a squared times 2a squared. So you're going to do the coefficients first. 11 times 2 is 22. And then how many a's do I have? I have 2 here. I have 2 here for a total of 4. So you add the exponents on problems like this. So what it actually is it's a squared times a squared, which is a times a times a times a, which gives you the a to the 4th. Now I'm going to do 11a squared times 7a. So again, that's going to be a positive. We're adding it. 11 times 7 is 77, and then I have 3 a's I'm multiplying by each other. Over here, you're going to take those same rules with those variables. You're going to do your coefficients first. 7 times 5 is 35. Remember, coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables. Then I have x times x squared, which is 3 x's. And then my y is still hanging out over there. He's multiplying with us too because he wants to dance. He wants to go to the party. Now the number in front of y squared is a negative 1. So I'm going to multiply it 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. Remember, it's multiply, guys. Be really careful there. And then I have 1x and 3 y's. Down here, and we might not do all these in class, but I'm going to do them all in the notes. So you have 5 and you have 3 y's. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15 y squared, because that's y times y. And then 5y times 6 is 30y. So it's just distributive property. And then we take it up a step where we have 2 parentheses right here, which this one is going to make it double distributing. So everybody wants to go to the party now. So like on problem number 6, x is going to go to the party, and then 6 is going to go to the party. So we're going to have a lot of partying going on here, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do x is going to go to the party, dance with x for a x squared. Then x is going to go dance with 2 for a 2x. Now 6 is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I want to party too. So 6 is going to go and dance with x, and that's going to be a 6x. 6 is going to go dance with 2. 6 times 2 is 12. And then you're going to combine your like terms, which are always usually going to be those middle 2 terms. So it's x squared. 6 plus 2 is 8x plus 12. There's another method to doing this too. This is my preferred method because this is the way I was taught and this is the way that I learned it. But I'm also going to show y'all another method. This is also called FOIL. Your algebra teacher might have called this FOIL. I don't think we need to learn just another term. I like to call it double distributing. That seems to help kids and students remember that you're going to distribute both and both of them are going to the party. So now let's look at number 7. What's different about this? Well, let's remember, or let's think about this. X minus 8 squared, when we had x squared, that meant x times x. So this one is going to be the same thing. It's going to be x minus 8. So this is going to equal x minus 8, times x minus 8. So it's going to be 2 of them. You're going to multiply 2 of them. It's just the rules of exponents. So I'm going to come over here and get my pen. X is going to go to the party. He's going to dance with X, and that's going to give me a X squared. X is going to go to the party, dance with negative 8. That's going to give me a negative 8X. Now, negative 8 don't want to be left out. Negative 8 is going to go to the party, dance with X, and have a negative 8X. Negative 8 is going to dance with negative 8 and give me a positive 64. You're going to combine those like terms, which again are generally the middle ones. If I owe one person $8, I owe somebody else $8, I owe $16. It gets lower. Think about a diver. If he goes down 8 feet, then he goes down another 8 feet. He's further down into the water. He's diving further down. Now we're going to look at number 8. Number 8, 4x goes to the party. He dances with x. 4 times 1 is a 4. X times x is x squared. So it's always going to work out that way for the most part with multiplying binomials, guys. It's almost always going to work out that way. Then we have 4x dancing with 7. 4x times 7. 4 times 7 is 28x. Do not forget your x, okay? He dancing. Don't leave him out, okay? Don't hurt his feelings. Then 4 is going to go dance with x, and he has a 4x. 4 times 7 is 28. So it's all multiplying, guys. Use your calculators. Don't worry about that middle math. Start practicing the middle math. So then we're going to put those two together. We're left with 4x squared. 28 plus 4 is 32x plus 28. And then I'm going to ask y'all to do this last one on your own. Generally, when you guys are in class, I'm going to ask you to do it on your own. So we will come down here and we will work through it. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Then we're going to go to our next one. Negative 6 dances with x, and that gives me a negative 6x. Negative 6 dances with 5, and that gives me a negative 30. Combine my like terms, which are those two middle terms. Same last name, and I'm left with x squared minus 1x minus 30. And we are not going to worry about that last one. All right. So I want to skip from the word problems and go right down here. You'll notice the number is down here to the box method. So this is going to take that same double distributing and do it in a different method. I let students use whatever method they want, and I will solve it in any method. I am generally going to do what we just did with the double distributing. I always use double distributing because that's the way I learned it way back in eons ago, like 30 years ago. Oh my gosh, yeah, like really 30 years ago. Wow. All right, and so I'm going to teach you guys this method, and I will always work out problems this method for you guys as well. So always ask if it's not on the answer key. So right here, you're always going to put the first factor on top and the other on the side. So x minus 3. So this is x minus 3. I believe students call this the Punnett square in biology. It's the same basic concept. And then basically what we're going to do is we're going to multiply what's on the edge to find out which term that is, kind of find the area of each square. So this one would be x times x is x squared. This one would be negative 3 times x is negative 3x. This square right here would be x times 9. So it's almost like we're just finding the area. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. You combine those like terms, which is adding or subtracting, combining, not multiplying. 9 minus 3 is 6x. And that is your answer. X squared plus 6x minus 27. So this is the exact same as double distributing. You may choose whichever way you so choose to do it. And I am completely all right with that. You choose which way you prefer. So let's go over here and do the next one. I'm going to label it first. And I always just put the first one on top and the second one on the side. So if you always want it to match what I do, that's the way you'll want to do it. So now let's go over here and we are going to do 4x times 4x is 16x squared. 4x times 2 is positive 8x. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. And then negative 2 times, remember it's multiply, is negative 4. Be careful. It is multiply. Then right here, we just put them together. We combine them. Negative 8 plus 8 is actually 0. So on this one, we're left with 16x squared minus 4. So either one of these, double distributing or box method, it works. So those are binomials. Those are two terms. So now we're going to come up here and we're going to see it in context in some word problems. Find the area of a rectangle with a length of x plus 2 feet and a width of x plus 10 feet. Area is length times width. So if my length is x plus 2, my width is x plus 10, I'm going to multiply those together. So one of the ways you could do it is just turn it into a little Punnett square. You got your x plus 10 over here, your x plus 2 up there. X times x is x squared. 2 times x is 2x, the positive. Let me write that down. X times 10 is positive 10x. 2 times 10 is 20. So this becomes x squared plus, combine those, that's a 12x, plus 12x plus 20. Okay. Doing it out by hand, which is the method I prefer personally as a teacher. I do not care which method you use. That's fine with me. I'm going to do x times 10 is x squared. Sorry, x times x is x squared. I apologize. I said that wrong. Then x times 10 is 10x. Then 2 wants to go to the party. 2 times x is 2x. And then 2 times 10 is 20. Combine those like terms and you'll notice it gives me the exact same answer. The exact same answer. So we have our last one is finding the area. So we're going to do area again, which is length times width. If one side, north, south, east, west. So let me draw that out. Never eat sour watermelon. So north is going to be x squared minus y squared. And east is going to be 6x squared minus 9y squared. And actually, I'm not even going to worry about doing the math on this one. Y'all don't have to do number 14. Well, let me go ahead and do the math since I have the video going. Oh, me and my brain. Okay, so that's going to be x squared minus y squared times 6x squared minus 9y squared. So a lot of weird terms here, but that's okay because we can do it. It's the same rules. X squared times 6x squared would be 6x to the fourth. So you add the exponents together. X squared times negative 9y squared. I'm going to write that x squared first just because alphabetically it comes first. So it generally will in your answers. And that's a negative 1. Got to remind myself. Negative 1 times 6 is negative 6. And I emphasize that times because we mess that up a lot, guys. We want to combine them by mistake. The negative times a negative is a positive 9y squared. Put those two middle terms together, because they have the same last name, and you're left with, let's see, negative 9 minus 6 is a negative 15, x squared, y squared, plus 9y squared.